Okay, welcome back to this regex course. This video is going to act as a bridge between all of the basics that we've covered in the first 3 episodes and the more advanced stuff which will be next. And I'm going to show some real examples of things I've built in real life, which really highlights kind of the symbiotic relationship between Excel and regex. So a quick recap, this cheat sheet is in the description to the video. We've covered these character classes, we've covered quantifiers, how many of things you want to pull out, and we've covered these special characters. And that is honestly all you need to do some really powerful things. So don't worry about this, but I have a Python code to generate some bank statements. If you type =py, you enter a Python editor in Excel. And I have some code here that is just going to create some random bank statements. And I've made sure to include some messy characters to highlight the power of regex. So if we enter that, we will get, it's control enter to do a Python formula. We get this data frame, like a Python object within an Excel cell, I guess. We can change that to an Excel value and we'll get a list of randomly generated, I think I've got 500 or so, yeah, pretend bank statement entries. So let's just copy these as values. So this is typical of something you might see in real life. I've just got a description, a type, and an amount here. This is really messy. Sometimes when you download CSVs from banks, it's messy, it includes a load of symbols. People put random references on where they might put, you know, an invoice number, so reference invoice number. So I'm going to show some ways to kind of clean this really efficiently with regex, and then I'm going to build a filtering machine, which was something I've done in real life before. So the first thing you might want to do to clean this up is remove all of the symbols. So first of all, let's just extract all of the word characters, i.e. the alphabet and numbers. So let's say REGEXTRACT from that, \W, and we want plus, so all of them, and let's get all matches. So there we go, we get it out minus all of the messy symbols, and we can concatenate it back together. So this excludes the spaces. We might want to add the spaces, so how would we do that? We would say we want a word character, or, so that's a pipe, or a space. And now, when we concatenate it, we get the spaces back. So there we go, that's an efficient regex way to clean up messy data. Where we have an invoice number in the reference, we could pull that out by saying something like REGEXTRACT. I mean, we can do it from here. And let's say invoices were always 4 digits. We could say \D, so digits, and we want exactly 4 of them. So there we go, where there's an invoice number, we would pull it out. So I think this is highlighting how much easier regex is once you know it to clean up data. So now I'm going to move into something a little more complex, but you should be able to follow it. And it's a real project I had where we had bank statements and we wanted to eliminate anything that's not relevant, so stuff like checks. Essentially what we wanted to be left with was just a list of customer and supplier transactions that could then be reconciled into the ledgers. Now, you can filter things easily with regex, but most people don't know how to use that or use Power Query, so we want something that's like human readable to be able to filter these bank statements down. So this is what we can build now with regex. We could say column, and then we could say condition, and then we could say details. And let's build ourselves a regex filtering machine for the bank statements. So let's do some data validation. And let's say this can be anything that's either description or type. And on the condition, let's say it's either starts with, is, or contains. So let's say starts with, is, contains. And then the details is free form to enter into. So let's just do that. So our data validation comes down with us. So we could say if the type is check, so check, then we could eliminate it. If the description, let's say starts with, let's say $tech, then we want to eliminate it, $tech, and the user could go down and fill in this however they want. So I'm just going to do that now and speed it up a little bit. Okay, so now we have our human readable table set up where people can just enter things like if the description is something, then it should be eliminated, if it contains something, and so on and so on. And when we built this for real, it was more robust where the table could fill down. So we use stuff like trim range to do what I'm going to do next, which is create regex patterns to do these exclusions. So let's build this up in a let formula. I'm going to say let x for now be description. And this is going to be something I can change later. But for now, let's put it as description. I want column, or let's call it col because column is already a name in Excel. Let's say column is this stuff. Condition is this stuff. And details is this stuff. And then I'm going to make some filters to filter for our conditions. So our first type is contains. So I'm going to say filter our details where, and I'm going to have 2 conditions. first of all, the column, we called it col, is X, so it's what we've chosen here. And the second one is that our condition equals contains. Now, if we don't pull anything back, I'm going to have a blank for an empty. So let's just show you what that looks like for a second. If I say contains here, this is filtering here for anything that has description as the type. That's our X. So that leaves us these ones. And then anything that has contains, which leaves us these ones. So we get massive, dynamic, and wane out. Now let's copy that and do our is stuff. So let's say is, and there we go. And we're going to change this to is instead of contains. And then we also want to do our exact one. So, sorry, our starts with. So let's say starts with, I'm just going to call it starts, and this can say starts with. So now if I pull out starts, for example, we get this $tech, which is just this one. The description starts with $tech. So how do I make a regex pattern here to pull all these things out? I could say text join the contains is and starts, and let's join it with a pipe, which is the OR operator in regex. And there we go. We get a list of all things that we should be able to filter out of the bank statement. So we could say REGEXTEST these descriptions for our pattern that we just created dynamically. And then we'll get a list of trues or falses, and we can say filter our bank statement, so this whole thing for those trues or falses. And there you go, we've filtered out the stuff in this table. But that is not actually correct. That's not the full story, because this pattern is just matching anything that contains those things. We're not having the starts with, is, and contains stuff working properly. So let's fix that. So we know that if it contains something, it's just a normal pattern, so that's fine. However, one issue is that a lot of these things might contain symbols like this $tech, this backslash here are going to activate special use cases in regex. So we need to wrap them in \q and \e to disable that. So let's say our contains is \q and our filtered stuff and \e. Now let's just have a look at contains quickly. So now we wrap them in this Q and E to say ignore anything in the regex pattern between those that is a special character. So look for it exactly. Now on our is, we need the same thing, but we want it to say starts with and ends with. So let's say starts with, which is a caret, starts with, let's put it in quotation marks, starts with \q, then all of the stuff we had before, and then we need an ends with on the end as well. So we say and \e and a $sign for ends with. And then for our starts, we can say caret \q and that stuff, and then we just need a \e on the end, but not an ends with. So and \e. Now let's have a look at our starts, and our is those things. So now if we text join it with a pipe, contains is starts, and I've spelt something wrong. I've missed a comma. So there you go. Now we get a more robust pattern that is working correctly for our is, starts with, and contains flags, but we don't have it working for description or type yet. So I'm going to turn this into a lambda. I'm going to say lambda x, so that's what we enter. And if I remove this description bit, I now have a dynamic function that can take either type or description and create a regex pattern for us. So let's save that to the name manager. So formulas, name manager, new, let's say regex pattern, and let's put it in here. So now I can say equals regex pattern of type, and we get that, or I could say regex pattern of description. And there we go. Now actually if I move that somewhere else, I haven't locked my table, so you know, in a more robust world and with more time, I would make this more stable. And in real life, there are a few other things I did as well, like wrap everything in its unique capture group, but we haven't come to capture groups yet, so don't worry about that. But this is a start to get you to see the idea. So we could then say, filter all of our bank statements. Let's pull all of that. For where REGEXTEST So we're testing the descriptions, this stuff, on the regex pattern description. That's our first filter. And our second filter is REGEXTEST, the type on the regex pattern of type. And let's put that in quotations. So now we are filtering the bank statements based on this user-friendly table here. And I've just realized in my filter I need a plus because we're doing or. So if it's or any of those things, we do the filter. And then because we want to do the negative, we can say not in here. So the regex pattern is not found. And there we go. We should have eliminated all of the things in our human-friendly table from the bank statements. So this Soylent Corp, if I wanted to eliminate that from the bank statement, I should be able to say if the description is, so here, I'm just going to change it there, Soylent Bank Corporation, that one disappears and we get that one. If I said that if the description contains Soylent Corp, for example, so let's just do that. If the description contains Soylent Corp, you should see these two will disappear. So if the description contains that, and there they go, we no longer have Soytech in our Soylent, sorry, in our filtered bank statement. So this was quite crude and quick just to show an example, but yeah, in the end we just had a user copy paste a bank statement into something, and then the output tab, you know, they didn't see anything other than this entry table that they could amend, and you had a filtered nice bank statement at the end. To make it robust as you would in real life, we also had a list of everything that was excluded, just so the audit trail was there, and yeah, they could just come down here and change things if there was ever a type of transaction that would come up frequently that shouldn't be included in like a supplier and customer reconciliation. So this is definitely an advanced video, but hopefully showing the power in a real life situation of regex mixed in with Excel. And next time we'll be back to the standard lessons and we'll start to cover things like capture groups and certain types of brackets and whatnot. So hopefully I'll see you there.